So you studied quantity surveying. Why?
Why did I study conserving? Yes, I loved mathematics, but then let me talk like Peter Obi. I got the advice from a madman.
Beyond the Books with Jonneylaw, proudly sponsored by King Jonneylaw Gadgets and Accessories.
Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Books with Jonneylaw, where we discuss student lifestyle beyond classrooms, beyond academics, unfiltered and unapologetic.
And our guest today is a man of many labels. He wears many hats. He was the former president of the Faculty of Environmental Sciences, a former social secretary of his department. He's a PR strategist, marketing strategist, a photographer, and I think he's also a field rapper. I don't know, but we dive into that and we know more about him.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the one and only King Pie.
Goodbye. Mr. Akindele Emmanuel. That's what it was.
Akindele Emmanuel. Let's go. That is sound like next Lagos State governor.
I think he looks it though.
Actually, he looks it. That's what governor the dress. Most now you know where
They play
When you see I'm say I did have before, now for my job.
that kind of thing.
Okay,
We did our
we
research.
don't-
We did a background.
he used to be a federal rapper.
I don't believe in Araba.
I mean,
I don't believe.
He doesn't look
I
like
don't believe.
I used to be a man.
I don't believe him.
you know, Tina has done so many things in his life. So, my president, welcome. But in your own words, who are you?
Who am I? Depends on the context you're asking from. But then, like you said, he has said a lot of things about me already, and it can't be like saying Sabi things about me past me. So yeah, I studied quantity surveying in the University of Lagos, and but then I'm more of a PR person and also a photographer. What else? I was the president of my faculty. Before that, I had led several roles in the University of Lagos as a student leader. Even before I became a leader, I've been doing a couple of things. Even aside that, so I was also the coach of the female team, football team in my department. And then let me add that we never lost a single game. We won that
Bragging rights.
so we never lost a single game while I was a coach. So yeah,
And 5 years, so not 4 years like every other department.
I studied the 5 year course. So, yeah.
So, you studied quantity surveying. Why?
Why did I study conserving? Yes, I loved mathematics, but then let me talk like Peter Obi. I got the advice from a madman. I wanted to do something related to engineering, but then there's somebody that used to stay in my house. He's a civil engineer. He just said, "Oh, I know that you like maths and all of that. Why not try out this course, quantity surveying and all of that? It's a good course. You like it. There are not so many quantity surveyors, so I think you'd enjoy it." So I decided to study it because I liked maths. But when I got there, I realized that this is a different kind of maths. So
So really,
So, how demanding is the course?
very crazy.
you know what's the cost?
Oh, yeah. How demanding was
It was very crazy actually because we borrowed courses from every faculty except College of Medicine, different kind of courses from borrowed courses from engineering, that's CG, that's civil engineering. Even we did GEGs, we different courses from
How about arts?
different
Did you borrow
places.
any course from arts?
No, not really.
I don't know. Well, I mean, talking about student leadership now, right? You were a former social secretary of your department,
Yeah.
and then afterwards you became the president of the whole faculty.
Mhm.
What is that thing that was always sparking this energy in you that, okay, oh, I want to be a student leader, I want to be a student leader? What's that thing always driving you?
From onset, I never wanted to be student leader. I'm not going to like, because I'm a kind of person that I'm laid back. The major thing why I decided to go for that post was that from while we were young, my dad is always like, okay, if you are anywhere, if you can make a difference, why not just do it? Even aside whatever he tells me, I just think I'm that kind of a person that I cannot stay here and something is going wrong. And if I can do it, I would just want to step in and get that done. So I would start from when I decided to run for social secretary. My department is one of the deadest, or let me say one of the deadest departments due to the how the course is demanding and all of that. Most of the students are always about book. So And there's also this unwritten rule in my department that you have to be in year 5 before you can run for presidency. I changed that in fact because before I became the social secretary now, there were different roles and they'll say, oh, this role is for year 5, this one is for year 5. Presidency, sports sec, social sec, and all of that. But then they'll just say, oh, year 3, you can take PRO or different things like that. So year 1, nothing happened. Year 2, nothing happened. We're going to year 3, and I'm like, this. I've been organizing events even before I got to UNILAG, and then why is this department dead? And my guys were like, okay, I think you can do this. There's something about student leadership that, yeah, you know you can do it, but then people always want you to do it. I don't know if you get, like, you might be, because it's at the end, you are not the leader of yourself, right? You are leading people, and it is people that will vote for you to be where you want to be. So I just feel most of the times when people say, oh, why did you decide to become a student leader, or why did you go for this position? Most of the times it is people that will see that thing in you and want to be like, oh, I think you are the best fit for this thing. I think you should do this. So now, the major reason why I decided to run was that I was tired of that. Now, you are part of that system. It does not even matter if you are the one doing that or not. If your department is boring, if anything is happening, for instance, if something falls down now, or everybody's going to suffer for it, you understand? Because I am not the owner of the studio does not mean I should not try to protect this thing. So now I discovered that this department is dead, and I did not even trust anybody else to make it better. I just felt like, okay, I think I can do this. Since year 1, year 2, nothing has happened. So let me just try to do this and change everything about it. And yeah, there were a lot of things. People even threatened me and was like, who is this guy? Like, you are in year 2 going to year 3. Year 5 is the one that is supposed to be the social secretary. I was the first person that broke that. Now, before that, in my department, they don't go for positions unopposed. They'll just say, oh, year 5, this is your position. They'll now say, okay, this class, choose somebody amongst you that will be the one that is in that position. So one person will now register per that position. But it was after I was able to do that, that people that broke that thing, and people were like, okay, I think I can run for any position I want to run
kind
for.
of revolutionize how things have been done by the
exactly,
faculty.
the department. So,
Awesome.
yeah, that was how it was.
You were winning awards consistently, right, from year 1 till year 5. How did you do it?
Like from first and next rated,
Yeah,
back to back.
you people really did your. How did I do it in terms of what? Like I said, I was just always. In fact, I felt like I should have gotten more right. Most of all these things, if not, yeah, I don't want to be greedy. I don't want to sound greedy, but then we all know how department or faculty awards are like. They just always want to try to make everybody like happy and to make it go around. But then the thing is, I was just doing what I knew how to do best and all of that. If you turn up or if you do something, people are always seeing what you're doing, so they would want to.
I mean, it's quite evident how influential you were. Of course, you couldn't separate that from being how do I put this now? Controversial. Everybody had one or two things to say about you. How did you survive all of those things? Do you think those things are actually necessary to always criticize people because they are getting this, they are getting that?
When you said controversial, I actually thought you did your work to the point that you probably knew one or two things about
I mean,
that.
few things,
You know,
but you say it.
are you going to talk about that? But then, yeah, I don't really know what you're talking about. But then, yeah, as regards controversies, right? People always talk. That's the thing. Before I became president, I like to study things. I like to study system. I like to see the way things are going, like the trend. So now, from when I was in year 1, I saw that people always dragged the people that were in leadership positions. They don't even know what is going on or whatever. Now, I will give you a real life example. When I was president, or when I was the coach of the team, now, even my guy, that's why sometimes for some people it's because they don't know better. There are some people that are problematic, right? But then there are also some people that it's because they don't know better. And I will use my friend as an example. My best friend, actually, he was always like, why?
Sorry.
Amarachi. I know you.
Okay.
Yeah, Amarachi. So he was always like, oh, Why are you being too serious? Now, people always think it was a fluke till we probably lost some of our best players and they graduated, till we now did it again when I was in year 5. But going back to the story, Amarachi will tell me that they are just girls. Why are you doing too much? Why are you stressing these people? You would train every time. You would tell them to come for training. You will not even smile. Like, you're always serious with this.
It's always technical.
Girls just want to have fun. Like, what was all this thing about? We are just here to have fun. Let them have fun. Like, don't be too serious about this thing. And they said, okay, you know, go understand. Then just one session after that, they made him the coach of the volleyball team. And then I was like, how is this thing going now? Then Amarachi told me that, oh, I dey take am serious. So I guys select the best people who come training, people who sabi. Now people who sabi I want. We guys take am serious. So I was not like, hey, you remember what you tell me? You say, no be seriousness. Say we just want like most people don't know that even winning is having fun. Like what's the point if you are not winning? That's the major fun about it. Then he told me that, oh, now because I know Sabi that time, I did not know better. You get that was what he said. So at that point, he knew that he was not talking from a place of experience, or he was not talking from a place of what he knows or what he understands. That's the same thing for most people. They just want to say things they don't know. If anything happens, they'll say, oh, it is your fault that this thing is happening, or if they increase school fees, people want to drag you. Meanwhile, you are fighting for them, because now, if the school increases school fees, I am still paying the same school fees. That does not mean that the school is paying my school fees for me, or the school is giving me hostel, or the school is paying my hostel fee for me. Anything that happens, I'm suffering for. Be say I be rich kid or whatever. Like, we are in this together. We try. There's one thing I wish. I wish that the meetings that the faculty presidents did with the VC, or the meetings that were done, I wish it could just be televised or recorded. People would actually see faculty presidents from like a different light. I cannot speak for other sets or whatever, but for us, we even displayed it when we were doing inauguration, and then the VC was very angry.
I was there.
Yeah. So anytime we do meetings, it was always like we were fighting. Like, we just try as much as possible to choose our words right and try to be as civil as possible. Do you understand? But the tension in the room is always very high, and everybody is always very angry. But then, even including the management, everybody just tries as much as possible to respect each other. And at the end of every meeting, first 3 meetings we did, like the first meeting lasted for like 4 hours.
Wow.
After that meeting, the VC was just trying to like crack jokes and stuff, and but then, so that we can smile or make it seem as if right. But then it was obvious that everybody was angry. After that, like, we were always living angry. The first meeting that we did, that everybody smiled in the meeting, was probably second semester.
Wow.
After everybody say, okay, everything we want to do, like school fees or whatever, okay, everything don't go now. Most of the major decisions have been made already, so there's no point. You understand? So about the question that how do I relate to the controversies, the thing is that people always talk. People don't know what you are going through. People don't know what is happening. People always want to blame you for. Before I became president, I just told myself that I was not going to reply to any stupid comment, or because people always want to say, you be stupid president, you be this, you be that. If I see the same people now on the road, or when I was still a student, or when I was still the president, they will try to be, president, they will try to be, like, why even they bend down for me? I just be normal person. I just be normal student, but then they go just they get out online. They no go feel follow you drag for real life. Exactly. So I just they look say, shey na all these kind of people I want they look like. If you come to me constructively and you say, oh, why is this thing happening? Why is this thing like this? I will explain. Even for most people that are not in my faculty, especially on Twitter, I always take my time to explain to people very well. If you come sensibly and you ask me that, oh, why is this thing like this? What do you think about this thing? Yeah, I'm going to explain. In fact, people say I
over-explain.
Yeah, I over-explain, or I like a episode or whatever. But then I just feel like that's what I should be doing. Exactly. But then if you come to me that you are stupid, I will just ignore you. I don't reply all this. I don't reply all this kind of things.
Speaking of this controversy, and then school fees increment, and then for Folashade Okochira now, I mean, from my own perspective, from what I see, I say that I know, I understand, I know that you're a very good friend of the VC. You're a fan of her.
Okay.
So now, that issue that you Council of Presidents,
Yeah.
tabled the last time, that's happened again. They've increased the school fees again.
Yeah.
What is your standpoint on that? What are your views?
Okay, so
I need you to also like tell us, how would you rate our administration so far?
So yeah, there are various sides to things. Now, I will tell you the reason we were given when the school fees were increased last time, and I also tell you this point of view of school fees increment or not. Now, when we try to argue or when we try to say, oh, this should not happen, and we even say, oh, student, if there was student union, this would not be happening. The VC will tell us that student union or not, it is what will happen that will happen. And I don't know if you've heard, but this is probably the first time you'll be hearing it. But student union is coming back this session, and it will be the current faculty presidents that would be the that hold the positions. So now, that time she told us that, oh, it is because it's been years that the school fees was increased, and from their reason they said, oh, what they are getting is not enough to run the school. And so many proof is being shown that, oh, this is how much we pay for electricity. There was one time that they even cut the electricity of the school, that there was no light at all. I don't know if you heard. It was in news, yes, last year, not recently. Okay. Last year, different times, and then the VC had to go to Abuja to like speak to some people to weigh in and all of that. So this thing was even in the news. They did not want to bring, like, sometimes the school pays over like 200 million for electricity every month, and then it's just crazy. I'm not here to defend the management or whatever. It was a question you asked. But then when we say this thing should happen, it's always like they decide what they want to decide, and we just try as much as possible to bring it down or to try. Do you understand? And most of the times it's like they've made the decision already. If you do meeting from now till tomorrow, they might probably just bring it down a little bit, but it's not go back. Now, talking about the increment again, when we last saw, it was something that we discussed about, but then she said the school fees were not increased, that they just had to add some things like the faculty or the departmental dues to it, because now,
which is not true. Not true. As well about that statement to me and to a lot of people who actually know what is going on, of course, the students, that's not true. Yeah. Why would they even release a statement and say there is no fee hike at UNILAG? What they only did was consolidation. Totally true. How much was your school fees before?
What, that's something?
Now it is how much?
20 something.
Mine was 220 something. Now it is 300 and something thousand naira. Is that not an increment? And even that department fee was 5,000 naira. Faculty fee was 7,500 naira.
No, those faculty and departmental fees, I think those ones is either the association or the departments themselves that decide what to get from that. So the money
no, they're not. The association, you're not getting. Now they're not getting any money from them.
And that means it's the faculty.
Yes, now that it was increased. That's what I'm saying. It was increased. Everything was basically increased because it was on paper. We know how much we were paying before, and I know how much you're asking us to pay now. So you going online and saying you are debunking the news and saying that there is no fee hike, it looks like gaslighting to a lot of us.
So, and I think another reason, or the major reason, is the fact that now, even before NEL Fund, the federal government has not been
up and doing.
Yeah, has not been doing what they're supposed to be doing. So the schools will find a way to probably keep the school running and sustain the school. The school doesn't want to suffer for whatever, and it's the students that is bearing the brunt. Now, even after the federal government thing, this is the regime of NEL Fund. I would say this as a triangle now. There's a triangle and it has 3 points. The first point is the student, second point is the university management, the third point is the government. Now, the students who complain that the school has increased the school fees. The school, first of all, will go to government and say, how far, they give me any money, they try for me now. The government will talk, say, but there's no fund. Don't worry, just charge what you want to charge now that you think is okay for the school fees. Any student that cannot pay, I will support them by giving them NEL fund. The students will go and meet the school and say, this money is too much. Why are you trying to kill me? I'm coming to UNILAG because it's a federal school. I cannot afford private institutions. The school would say, oh, that's why there's NEL fund. I'm doing this because I cannot afford to run my school with this little money. but then nail fund is there for you. Fine, people that can afford to pay, but if you cannot afford it, it's fine. Take nail fund.
Not everybody gets net fund. I was denied net fund last time.
So you should have probably escalated it or something.
Really?
So there's like ad hoc.
But then why are you actually forcing me to take loan?
That's the thing. So that's what I'm saying is the triangle. I as a person, I don't like owing people, not to talk of owing the government or whatever. But then it will come to a kind of situation that it will be like, okay, you don't get money with the crowd, that kind of thing. You know, guide, and you know what, collect waiting that they offer you, sure you get. So it's just crazy that's the triangle. So it is what it is.
My president, you said a lot. So, what was the hardest decision you had to make as a student leader?
From being a student secretary to a president, you've made decisions.
What was the hardest you had to make?
Because I would have to
Think about it.
I would have to, because I think I made a lot of bad decisions. But then there were a lot of decisions I made, right? But I would, especially for my as an executive committee, but I don't really like talking about like these things or trying to talk about them because it might seem like, being a bad president or bad. Do you understand? Like, but then there were a couple things that, okay, I'll give you an example now. I would know. Let me just talk about this. The fact that when you want to, it's always like most executives, and you hear me witness, most executives are always not functional, right? They always don't perform their.
True.
And most times it's always the president that suffers for it, and people are always blaming the president for everything. I want to say this. And when you want to get into this position, funny how you and the executives, or most of the executives, will be like, anybody that does not work, let them impeach the person or let them remove the person, blah, blah, blah. Now, something will happen, and then it's not even about negligence of your duty and whatever. You do something wrong, and then it gets to the point whereby you are being suspended for probably a few days or something. And it's like, it got to a point whereby somebody said that I don't want to become an executive, or I don't want to be an executive anymore, because you think you had done the major events that your office is supposed to do, right? That you had done it. So fine, if I suspend you, it will be as if, but according to the constitution, I can suspend you, but it will seem as if I am overusing my power, or I'm overstepping my bounds. But then I decided to make it official. When the guy said he was no longer doing this position due to the fact that I was on COS or whatever, nobody said anything. Nobody raised an eyebrow. Nobody tried to say, oh, why are you doing this? But then months passed by, and this guy truly did not say anything on the group chat. He did not say anything.
Wow, like an Jessica.
Yeah. All of a sudden, I just decided to make it official. I told the subdean, they called the panel, and then they decided to suspend it. All of a sudden now, hell let loose, and all the executives came together to say, why did you do that? Why did you suspend him? Meanwhile, everybody was in the light when he said he was not. And remember that all the executives before that said, oh, if anybody does not function, he was even one of the people that said that everybody said, remove them. But then this one was not even removal now. This one was suspension. That one of the major decisions or hard decisions I had to make was to let people know that there is a constitution and you have to follow the constitution. Things are not being done right in this faculty. For a fact, I know that you bear me witness that Faculty of Environmental Sciences is not politically inclined. People just do things in a very wrong way and just anyhow way.
Because what I see, I mean, when you were the president, I saw a lot of things that were going on right.
Yeah, but then
maybe that was your work anyway. But I saw in my head, this faculty is doing well.
No, I'm not saying my faculty is bad, definitely, but then I'm saying it can be better in the sense that people can do things now, but there's a structure. like that's why it's a government, it's a faculty, it's an association. You have to follow some particular rules. People just want to misbehave and do anything the way they like. You understand? They just feel like okay, anything goes. Do you get? So now, in my time, I try to step my feet on the ground. From even the onset, I try to be like, okay, guys, we be guys now. So there is, we don't have to be like, oh, now me be president or I be the boss or make I try to clear everybody. So a lot of people did a lot of things that were wrong. Even people shouted on me. There were a lot of things that I should have probably said, oh, don't do this, like don't do this or don't try this or make I try clear sometime people for private or do you understand? But then I did not do that. I was just feeling like okay, as a president you have to take a lot of nonsense. But it took a while for me to realize, a long time, which was too late for me to realize that if person try do something, like Yoruba has a saying that "Nkan tó lówó ò bá lè gbà lólówó, tálákà ló ti ń bọ̀." From onset you should have set the pace and be like, okay, this is not how things are done. You should not speak to me in this manner, or you should not do this. You understand? So at a point whereby it was getting too much, or that people were misbehaving, like that point that somebody said he was not doing anything, and if I had set my feet on the ground from the onset, there were some particular things that were not supposed to happen. Yeah. But then I just kept on taking shits myself and taking everything. So at some points I now felt like, wait, waiting this up for here. Shey, when I want the wine, I feel it was kind of too late because they already knew you that you are this kind of cool guy. So you now want to try to be saying, okay, guys, be serious. Now he was now giving that. Why this guy they be like, who you think say you be like? Shey, you understand?
First impression matters a lot.
Shey, you understand? Say why you the gas or not like anybody said that, but then he was giving that, oh, this guy is doing too much, you know, because he be president. But nobody know wetin dey sup. Now only me and them know it. So yeah, those were the kind of hard decisions I had to make to try to be like, oh, there is a constitution. In fact, most people in the faculty did not even know that FESA had the constitution. And before I became president, I had read the constitution at least 5 times.
Wow.
Even before I became president, I knew all the rules and all of that. But most people were not following the rules. They did not even know what it entails. They did not know anything. So I just tried as much as possible to make things orderly and to make. But at the end, a lot of people saw that as being problematic. But I do not care about that. I did what I had to do and then I left.
I can relate to that. I can relate to that on many levels. And then you've done sports, academics. Okay, all of this is that you have done. Sports, politics, everything, event, social, everything. How did these things affect your academics? Because I feel like academics that's like
that's the major thing. That's
why everybody's in school, right? How did that affect your academics?
So when I was in year 1, right, I would say this, that I knew that okay, 4.5 to 5.0 that's a first class, and 3.5 to 4.49 that's a second class upper. I knew what it meant to be a first class graduate or a first class student, but I did not think in my mind or in my head that, oh, I want to be a first class whatever. Anytime I got a B, I was just like, okay, now B, now still something else. So I did not want to say, okay, make a shadow get for that kind of, but I was not really the kind of person from the onset that was saying, oh, I want to be the best, or I was just, I don't want to say vibes too, but then I just wanted to be above average. But then it took a while before I understood that before you can be this good, or before you can probably have a 4 points, you need to have consecutive A. You need to keep getting A and all of that. This is what you need to do. It took, in fact, seeing the grades of some other people, talking to some people that you think that this one really showing us. Now, nobody say they try to say, some people, but then this one, like, person will be saying, if you want to say day 4 points, you want to be top, wow. And then you say,
what am I doing?
I say, I think, say, I see the dress once more. So the saying that, oh, don't look at other people, I don't think that's true. Má wọ ẹṣin ẹlẹ́ṣin sáré, Yorùbá ìsìn má wọ ẹṣin ẹlẹ́ṣin sáré. But then tí o bá wọ ẹṣin ẹlẹ́ṣin sáré, báwo ni wàá ṣe mọ̀ pé ẹṣin tiẹ̀ ń sáré?
Báwo ṣe mọ̀ pé ẹṣin gan máa ń sáré?
Exactly. So you just have to try to, and also work with like people that are, and people that are brilliant and all of that. But then talking about how it affected me, I did not think it was all those things that affected me. If I was not like I was not serious. I was always a very serious student. Even when I was president, my department no send my papa. When I became president, my department called me. They invited me and said, I know your CGP. I know what you want to graduate with, and you are becoming the president in this department. Because in my department, I already told you that is a very wicked department. Like nobody even becomes president from my department because they just think that's the end of your life. Oh my shaipa. So before I think I'm probably the second person to become faculty president for my department, and then I was the 33rd
Generally.
president in my faculty, but I was just the second person from my department to become faculty president. So I would not say all of these things affected me because now reading does not mean you get an A, but then there are some particular way you have to do some things if you want to be an A student. Reading does not guarantee that, you understand? Like you have to do some things in a way. You have to look at, like I said, I look at the trends, I look at how some things are done. So you guys take advice from people who be say did that first class, like what are you doing, how are you doing it, do you understand? So you have to look at how things are done. So I will not say it was all of these things I did that affected me or whatever. In fact, when I was president, it motivated me to do more. That was one of the reasons I even wanted to become president, because of my grades or because of what I wanted to graduate. Because even when I was president, I just felt like, oh, some people were looking for this guy's grades or whatever. Now funny thing was that there was one particular person that I overheard that she was trying to look for my CGPA or whatever, that this guy, they always they do everything and he be president. She, you sure say this guy CGPA say I register on top Porter, my name show for Porter, but you still get things.
Maybe just law farm. I mean, rumors have it as somebody did that.
Okay. Okay, so now I was just the way I just felt like, wow, are you serious? So at that point, he was just like, no, as a president, you have to lead by example. You must not fail. Like imagine them pasting your result and you are getting C, you are getting D, you are getting F. People they find your results. Even
will come down.
People they find say, me president, cause sharp president pass one mile drag it. And you will be president, you don't go to use that, you don't go. So that was a motivation for me now. I did drag seriously from the beginning of semester. So
President, my president, knowing what you know now, would you encourage students to go into politics?
If you have a weak heart, I would not advise you to go into. If you know, say you go suicide, I was smart and can make you cry. No, because sometimes you want to help people, and it's these people that will still be dragging you or trying to, do you understand, trying to say bad things about you. So I would say that don't play the game for the applause, because if the applause dies, that means you don't have any reason to play the game then. Because now the people where they clap for you, go now them go still swear for you last. So just play the game for the love of the game, because you want to do it. Don't play the game for the applause, because the person that plays the game by the applause is going to die by the boos, because it's the same people that will still boo you at the long run. So what are you going to do then if you just want people to clap for you? So that's the thing. Just do it because you want to do it, and do it because you know that you want to make a difference, not because you want to go there to make a name for yourself or you want to be popular or whatever, because it will be very frustrating for you.
So you've planned and co-planned several campus events and activations. Which one meant the most to you? Which of the events meant the most to you?
Now maybe you're always going to include it in your CV or whatever.
There are so many events. Like I organized over 13 events as the president, and most of it came in the second semester.
Wait, what did you say?
Over 13 years.
Do you document these things?
It's on my LinkedIn, but just on my job description as vice president, but I did not post. But then I did not really document them. But then the events, I would say most of the events, or even the major ones now, that means a lot to me. Most of them, it was not even feeling like it was going to happen. There are sometimes that 1 week to events, there's no even money coming from anywhere. I would like to even say that people that paid dues in my faculty when I was the president, they were just 34%.
I mean, everybody.
And then students who want to say things and be like, oh, may una do this thing, and may una do this, but most people are not even paying dues, they're not even doing anything, but they want you to bring Jesus to come to the concert, to they want to see Jesus in the dinner, or they want to see everybody. That's the thing, like you just have to improvise and all of that, which was what we did mostly. That's why most of the events mean a lot to me. The dinner, it was like he was not going to hold. Like I'm saying, there are so many times that there are some people waiting that this guy, no worry, this guy will flop. And in fact, some people are actually working overtime to make sure that you you fail, that
Yes,
this one was
so
not.
actively working on.
And the thing is that you are in this faculty. Why are you wishing that your faculty fails? Probably because they want to come next, or they want to in the future or whatever. So it will now be as if you did not do anything. Do you understand? So they can do so little, and it will be as if wow, you try. Do you understand? So that's why you must never flop. You must do everything. See, I'm a kind of person that if you are hyping me or you are hailing me, that's not like motivating to me. Like I'm the kind of person that if you tell me say you no go do this thing or you no go succeed, say you no go make am, like that kind of thing, don't go, they make me they make am say wetin you mean say I no fit do this thing more. At that time, go, I go do am. So most of the events we did, I did so many first events, like events that were not existing before. There was this event we did, FESA Expo. I was able to, with the help of the committee, to not just me, I was able to get funding of over 400,000 in just like 3 days for the event to happen. Like there were so many things that we did. Just one of the things our presidency taught me is just resilience and raising of funds, to be honest. So most events that we did, it was just like this thing will be solved, like it was not going to happen. But then if you keep going and if you believe, last something will solve. So
Kudos to you.
that.
Kudos to you. At this point, I feel like you should just tell us we that we are still not graduates and those who are coming behind us as well, who want to go into politics or whatever. Give us like 2-3 strategies. The things that you did that actually helped you scale through all of this. Because planning, you have to plan your day. You have to plan when you're stepping out now, you go to school, you have to like know what you want to do.
Yeah.
How do you always deliver?
Yeah, thank you for providing the context to that. So how I do it is that there was this jota I made, custom made for myself. I could probably send a picture or something so you can add it to the video or whatever. Okay. But then from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. in the night, there's like a timeline every hour, things I want to do. Aside that, there's also a to-do list because I do a lot of things, but then I'm a person that forgets, like, because there is a lot of things. How many things you want before it? So you just have to write. I always tell people that write it down. There are some people that work with me self that I always tell that write this thing that they'll say, are you saying I cannot remember? Like this, you will your age, like normally it's not like you are not smart or something, but then there is a limit to what you can always keep. So just write things down. As soon as I write, sometimes it does not even have to be this thing. Let me show you my calendar now. See the things I wrote down. Like, see the things I wrote down. Like this is beyond the helps with Jonneylaw. Like I wrote everything down because there are some things that on some days I had like 3 or 4 events in a particular day. So I feel don't even forget say I dey go events. But then if I see the calendar, or if I see things wey be say dey there, I go know say okay. Do you understand? So now just write things down. Aside from the timely thing, there are also some to-do list of the things I wanted to do or achieve that day. Obviously, not every day that you'll be able to achieve everything you want to do, but at least you'll be able to
take something off.
Yeah, do some things that you want to do. Now, that's one. For sponsorship, I was able to get sponsorship mostly is I've worked with a lot of brands, like you said, I'm a PR, so most of them just came from a personal this thing, and this thing was very crazy. It was very crazy in the past that you have to play chess with this thing because I know people that can sponsor me for some events, but then I have a lot of events I want to do. I have to think about it that if I use this person for the event that I'm not supposed to use this person for, because if I use this person for this event and I'm not getting the most out of it, so I have to think and think about, okay, who am I using this one for? Who am I using this one for? So most of them, it was not like I was sending letters to them or sending mails or whatever. Most of the people, I sent a lot of mails, even as the president self, to so many people. It was as if I was bombing people. I just kept on sending. Most of them did not reply, but most of the sponsorships were brands I had worked with before personally as PR that I've done things for. I just messaged my guys that were there, how far my faculty they do this thing. Okay, I cannot drop money. It's going to be a brand. It's going to be product sponsorship. Okay, no, I'll come up. But then I'll give you for student leaders or for people that want to go into these things. What I do mostly that helps a lot is when they are doing activation on campus, when they are doing things on campus. Ever since my year 2 days, I will just walk up to them, even when I was not a whatever. I feel just put something for them, say, okay, I'm this and that, I'm holding this position. If, okay, I might even be part of the committee of something in my faculty. Oh, I'm this. I go like get your number. Do you understand? I work for their brand manager. So there's no how, like, you cannot be unlucky for everybody not to help you. Do you understand? At least one, if you meet like 5 or 6 people where they do something for campus, maybe say you collect their number, say, okay, I'm the clinical in my faculty. I would like to invite you for my anybody that is doing anything, even in sports center, I just go there to try and collect their number and be like, okay, I'm this and that to will be doing something in my faculty. Would like to have you. Not all of them will reply positively, but somebody's going to turn up for you. So that's like one of the this thing I
Thank you for that.
yeah.
Me, I'm past all of that now, but I mean, for people who are coming behind us, they can learn a thing or two. I even you too.
President, you've done a lot too. Only you don't work with MTN, don't work with Wema, don't work with Elimelu, don't work with Dangote, don't work with Otedola. Man, you don't say no one be the next Lagos State governor. So you are professionally a photographer, but to many people you are more of King Pie than the lens pixel. Yeah. So tell us about that. And is it photography thing a part-time thing?
No, it's not part time actually. So one of the things that affected me, like you said, these things affect me when I was this thing was that year one, when I was in year one, I hardly got by, let me say financially, I was struggling. So something where they use the guide now. Photography. I've been doing photography even before I got to UNILAG. So I've been doing that. I actually even got an award from a student, a campus this thing as I was part of the top 10 best businesses on campus while I was in year one, in fact. So I was able to volunteer at, I'm big on volunteering. I volunteered at a lot of events while I was in Lag. I volunteered at Nuga Games, I volunteered at Fast Food Games. In fact, all the games friendly that Unilag Angels are playing, I'm a big fan of them. Don't know if you guys know Unilag Angels, but they are the female football team of Unilag.
Oh.
I was always at all their games, taking their pictures.
I mean, the female version of Marines.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
Unilag Angels. So I just kind of, that's one of the things I say, I would like to say, maybe I regretted or something somehow, I don't know. But then I had to, due to my grades, I had to stop it or step back a little while at my peak, in fact, to just say, okay, let me focus on education. In fact, I did not still graduate the first class, I still graduated the 2-1. So
Wow.
what's the point? I would have been able
something
to do whatever I wanted to do. So yeah, photography is not a part-time thing for me. I still shoot, I still do that a lot. In fact, I'm currently taking bookings for convocation shoots.
Yeah, maybe now you go take thing I want to wear the next year.
Yeah, so it's not a part-time thing at all.
Okay, President. So on your Instagram bio, on your Instagram page, they say you be rapper, but you know the rap again.
No, it's part of the
Highlights, yeah.
Like by your highlights.
Now, because of people like you, I'm supposed to come back.
So tell us about it. Say,
Yeah.
how did you like? Why did you feel as a rapper?
I did not fail. Okay, if you want to put it as that, there's no excuse for failure, no wahala. But then I had to stop doing that so at some point because of I just wanted to focus on school too. I just felt like okay, I was doing a lot of things, and then I just felt like let me just focus on photography. And in fact, at that point that I stepped down a little bit, that was when I was even the social sec, and then I started doing this PR thing and all of that. So I started doing all of those things. So as a rapper, yeah, I just felt it was too stressful. I knew that I could sing or whatever. I believed that I could. But then it was just like I was singing and people in the just people that knew me were listening to it and all of that. So it just felt like people that knew me were listening to it and probably a few other people. I know if they sing, make only my family members they hear me now. Who won't promote me? So I just felt like promotion and all these things is just stress mentally and all of that. If you want to go to shows and stuff, you need to. It was like I was doing so many other things and I'm a student. Organic, I just focus on the other things where I do. Jerry. I don't want to stress myself.
Basically,
You understand? So I just thought, say, organic, I rest.
basically, at rapping,
Yeah.
you failed. So tell us about other things that you failed at, because you can't be you had wins. Oh,
And
you done a lot of things
he has been
successfully.
collecting award right from year one.
All of those things. So what were those things that you failed at?
Speaking of that,
You tried doing things.
what about your relationship?
We'll get there. Oh, that was if we did part of
My
part of-
relationship, okay, what about it?
No, talk
See,
about
you know
failures.
my
Maybe
relationship-
you usually did part of the failures. Talk on.
Okay,
Talk about the
you
failures.
people might know some things about that. I don't know. Would you like to share some things with us?
I know, we don't know anything, but just tell us. Give us the
Okay,
tip.
about the relationship, what do you want to know about it?
The failure.
Romantic relationship.
The failure. Okay, what failure is that?
Like,
Do you have it?
okay, how many ladies or how many girls did you date in your faculty?
Never. Like, in fact, when I was in University of Lagos, I took my bachelor's degree seriously. I never dated anyone. So
Never dated anybody.
You did rap. You did rap.
That's analyze that.
Bachelor's day.
Okay, so you never dated anybody.
Yeah.
But you've been in maybe like thousands of situationships.
thousands. Are you serious? Yeah, I've definitely liked people, but then I'm a weird person, so to say. And according to my religious beliefs, right, I only want to date to like marry or something. I don't think I should be doing that. And like I said, I'm a weird person. If I give you reasons, you probably feel like, oh, it's because, oh, you are not serious or you are just looking for excuses. But then at, you know me, ever since year one, I've been doing a lot of things. In fact, when I was in year one, I organized my freshers' night. Even as a fresher, I was part of the people that organized freshers' night. So I've been doing a lot of things. And like I said, I was struggling financially somehow in year one. So imagine, say, I know guide and I can't go to get it when I did year one. So after that phase, I started doing some things, not like I was not doing well for myself, but then there were a lot of things that I was trying to do for myself. I just believe that some things are distractions and there's time for everything. Do you understand? At this phase I am at right now, definitely like it's something I'm looking forward to being in a relationship and all of that at this stage because I no longer have the stress of
Studies,
yeah,
exams.
or being the faculty president or something. Imagine you going for a meeting after 4 hours and then people are frustrating you. There's no light in school. People they swear for you, like saying, "Now you be PhD and all those kind of different things," and then you still they get babe, but they try find you, say where this guy dey. Like you they manage your babe, you they manage faculty, you they
manage your business,
you
yeah.
they manage everything.
You manage
Bro,
your fake career too.
how long?
Your fake career.
No, I don't live down. So how we go be like you tell like how we go be like not like I would not have survived, but then at some point I was even thanking God that thank you, say I don't even get babe.
Hold on, wait,
because
you spent, it's not 5 years, like about 7 years, right?
yeah.
You did not date anybody throughout your 7 years in UNILAG.
When I go post and
Are you
I go tag
straight?
me am. Yes, I am. I'm straight.
You're straight.
I told you I actually like people while being in school, but then religious reasons are also part of it.
Wait,
So,
you were celibate throughout your 7 years in University of Lagos.
Celibate.
yeah.
Environmental sciences babes, have you seen them?
Bro.
No, tell us, Mr. President.
Those bonders.
I don't know what you guys are talking
So
about.
speaking about that, right? His best friend is a female.
No, it's not.
Amarachi.
I told you Amarachi. That's like a male's name. Actually,
Oh, really?
That's why I do not
Because I heard Amarachi, I'm like, okay, it should be a
Yeah, I think you should know him actually. You have seen him with him.
I
He
will.
wears glasses. He wears glasses.
Oh, okay.
He was also part of that shoot we did for.
Okay, that one was for university. Oh, that one like,
Yeah,
oh, that poor guy.
that's the guy.
So throughout your 7 years on campus,
Yeah, like I also mentioned to religious reasons too.
are you a Christian?
I'm a Christian.
Christian.
Obviously.
He's a Christian too now, and he has
Christianity,
now
no,
dopes.
wait, to dogs as well. But Christianity doesn't talk to you for marrying a girlfriend now.
You're talking about celibacy. Yeah, some people call me pastor. If you would want
Wait, you were celibate, right?
Yes.
So after your graduation now, right? Have you become uncelibate? You're still celibate.
You know the things I'm going through now. I'm trying to put things together after I left school. So I'm going through a lot.
Well, I mean,
So
I can relate to it.
I'm going through a lot. So I'm trying to.
confused. Sorry.
I'm going through a lot.
7 years in school. You were
I like
celibate.
people, yes.
Hold on, wait, as a president, you're a fine guy as well. You have connect
And you know
here
how
and
to
there.
dress.
Girls, were you not getting advances?
I did, but then
Because I know that these advances, right? I know I've faced it a lot of times, right? When girls are throwing advances at you, right? And you're not giving,
do you know the
they will
funny
hate you.
thing? Do you know exactly? Now I believe that females don't know how to handle rejection.
They don't know how to.
And they start saying, "Oh, are you even straight?" and all of that. Like you guys are asking me, I think you guys are joining them to saying, "Are you
No,
straight?" and
I
all of that.
mean, it's just
But then, from when I was in year one, in fact, you people don't want to know my school of thought. I was a kind of person that when I got to UNILAG, that was when I knew that hugging was normal.
I didn't. Hugging was normal.
Yes, before I got to UNILAG, I had never hugged anybody. I'm serious. Like, it was when I saw everybody doing it, I probably felt like, okay, maybe it's normal. Because the first time somebody tried to hug me, in fact, was in SS3. And then I turned back and shouted, Jesus. That was like one of the most embarrassing moments in my life. If I remember that I'm, oh my God, I'm still always ashamed to now. So, wait a minute.
Wait, so are you a virgin?
Why you asking?
No, now, because all these things, I mean, I can relate to it, but then
Yeah.
I just want to know,
No,
are you a
you can
virgin?
relate to what? Because you're not a virgin.
No, we share a lot of things in common,
Okay,
right?
okay.
I can't break it down, but we share a lot of things in
But
common.
not that virgin.
This part too, right? This situation part as well. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if you're not ready, you're not ready. Hold on. Let's move away from relationship. You have taken it now that you're a virgin, you celebrate throughout your university years. Taken. Tell us about other things that you feel that.
Okay, so you meant to say I failed that relationship. You know what I'm trying to say?
Because now, because
But
the best
I had
place to
friends,
get-
like I had a lot of friends in school, like both male and female, that helped my life, in fact, I can say females were more influential to me and they helped me a lot. Than even guys.
normal
sef.
now. Everybody has
So,
that now.
Yeah, so,
You feel that music, you feel that relationship, because university is the best place for you to find your
exactly,
soulmates.
oh, bro.
But you miss that opportunity.
Exactly. Like
So now
university
tell
is the
us.
best place to find your soulmates. I met people on the way here,
Pressure.
but then I met people, prospective people, or let me say a prospective person that could be my soulmate.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So yeah, okay, that's a hint.
That could be my soulmate.
That's a hint.
But we are not 18 yet.
But you should try and look at it very well, Sha, because many things happen for you at university in Lagos.
Sorry, many things. But I don't like when I hear something like that, I be like, when people say, throughout my years in school, I didn't date too, I don't do this.
Yeah, but then I think, yeah, it might not be normal, it might not be what's the word now? A popular thing, but then I think everything in life is possible to some extent. Because some people would actually do some things. Do you understand? If you say it's almost not possible for people to get a 5.0, some people graduated a 5.0. So everything in life is always possible.
Sorry, like some people they go that it's not possible to get 5 in this semester. I had the last semester. Some people just say it's not possible to like 90% of UNILAG girls are not virgin. I've met like 7 UNILAG girls that are virgin.
How do you know that they are virgins? Because you just keep shooting yourself in the leg. You confirm.
Yes.
You confirm that they are virgins. Oh, if you call the idea of this particular podcast, make sure you don't call this part away. You confirm.
How are you guys?
No. Like that stereotype.
Don't worry, don't. These are
Yeah, I actually don't like those stereotypes, to be honest. I don't like anything stereotype. I don't like anything stereotype. There are some more stereotypes too that people say, oh, faculty presidents in UNILAG, they must have.
Me too, I mean, I don't.
They must have.
That as well. I mean, especially social secretaries. Because when you throw events, when you throw parties, right?
Yeah.
Girls are like in your care, right? So I don't know. Yeah, I'm not that.
What?
Don't worry, you make a new cast.
I mean,
I'm not
let's not do that here.
I'm not a person that casts.
Nah, I can't.
I'm not a person.
I'm a baby. My baby was not see.
My president, you said a lot.
What's the name of your babe?
Show me.
Okay, I think they don't
It's getting my message. I shall.
Yes, I am.
Seriously.
I not seriously.
Seriously.
So my president, you said a lot. If you had to describe your UNILAG journey in one word, what would it be?
I will call it blissful because UNILAG did a lot for me. So.
I said I didn't give you a break.
Yeah, they did not. Why? I'm still waiting for the babe. I'm still waiting for. Okay, I still dey wait for him. The thing be say, Che, I know fit those babe na the thing. Like I know be the kind person wey go dey pursue.
Me too. That's what me I did.
So
But
like
they will come. That's
the
the thing.
Bible said, can two come together except they agree? So the two of us, guys,
Meet at a point.
Meet for me, do you understand? I know if they pursue you, say, do you understand?
Wait, are you
I know be the kind of person where they love bomb people, do you understand?
I know,
Because
right?
at the end, yeah, if you love bomb people, at the end, when they agree, it might be as if they probably just settled. And I hate this phrase, or what is it called now? This compound word that they say settle down. You're finally settled down. It will be that. So like it might be that they just settle for you, or what if that partner eventually is now thinking that I know with this person I will marry you.
I'm getting
You get that kind of
But,
thing.
I mean, I feel like you don't have to think too much about it anyway. Just find
Yeah.
somebody, and along the line, like work out. Because me too, I never planned. Nobody plans anything working out. It just falls in line and everything like that. So, and then if you are you looking for a relationship?
Yeah.
You're looking, right?
Why won't I?
So King Pai
Let's be
is
undergraduate again.
ready to mingle. If you like him, slide in my DM.
So slide in my DM.
Say that I'm a relationship manager.
I try to find people there.
What's your spec? What's your spec?
Me?
What are you looking for in a lady?
I do really have a spec that somebody that likes me and the person must be a Christian. And
Many people like you, many girls like you. I know that for sure.
yeah,
Like physically.
I'm not really that kind of a person. Cause I'm looking forward to building. Do you understand? So that is not what is going to build things or try to. I'm looking forward to somebody that can also like make me better too, and I can make her better. Do you understand? So that's not going to make me better as a person. Do you get? So
That's clear.
the person behind the camera is trying to.
The person is like
He's trying to.
the person is like
me too.
He's like me, but he's giving me signs and he's doing something at the back. Of
Yeah,
the
never
what's it
again,
do?
it's like, bro.
What are you guys
He's doing
doing
like this. He's trying
Like
to.
this?
No, I don't know.
He's trying to show you
I cannot
that-
do that. He's doing. I don't know.
He's not a
What's
bad boy, but he tries to be like a bad boy, but he's not a bad boy.
I
Now it is
disagree.
stacked
I
veggie.
disagree. I disagree. Okay, what's that? Okay, you're saying we should round up. Okay, hallelujah, right? Hallelujah.
Thank you, King Pai. This session has been honest, reflective, revealing, and educative. Like very, very much educative. Thanks for coming and thanks for honoring our invite. It's actually an honor to have you here.
It's an honor. A big honor.
A big honor. Bro, see the brand where President don't work with.
So we to go.
Are you Lagosian?
Lagosian in terms of what I'm Yoruba, but like I was born in Lagos. I'm Yoruba.
No, are you in Lagosian? Are you born in Lagos?
Yeah, I was born in Lagos.
Where are you
But
from?
that's not my state of origin.
Hey, don't claim Lagos now because you are
No,
Yoruba.
that's why I did not claim.
So are you in Lagosian? Just say no.
Okay, no versa. Now you be the custodian.
So I think that before you go, please, I know we have like millions of fans, both ladies, girls, boys, men, even them odogus for this music industry, even though you don't feel as a rapper. But it is on all industry in Nigeria. So please tell them to like, subscribe, and follow us on IG.
Yeah, please like, follow, and subscribe. Because even I don't subscribe, I will not see myself. Make the video cast. But that part where they insult.
That one would be.
So guys, please don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe.
Follow, like, and subscribe.
We'll see you on the next episode. Ciao, ciao.
Beyond the Books with Jonneylaw, proudly sponsored by King Jonneylaw Gadgets and Accessories.